and Kenny here to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies, oh so bright. Join us for a blast tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop Kulture Kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Sit for everyone. I brought some for everyone. Pop Kulture Kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture with Kathy and Kenny, the Pop Kulture Kids.
Welcome back to yet another edition of Pop Culture Kids with your host, Kathy and Kenny, coming to you from the North and the South. Me from North Carolina, Kenny from South Jersey. It is Sunday night. It is our time to talk all things pop culture. Welcome and thanks for being here. Kenny, how are you, my brother?
I am doing just good and dandy. My sister, peace and blessings to the whole world around us. And we are here. We are back. We are bad. We are back. We're here in the mix to get your pop culture fix.
Oh, that was so corny and so lame, but God bless you.
I know, but I just, I had to do it. I've been thinking about that all day. You're lucky I didn't use the rhyme about my underwear, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
No problem. It was just a way to show off my Batman underwear today, because that's why Sunday is my Batman underwear day.
Oh, bless. Aren't we all the better for knowing that your pop culture runs all the way down to your underwear. Anyway, hey, Juanita, how are you this evening? Hello, cousin Lisa. All is well. All is well. Guess what? Part of the money from the insurance company came through, so I might have floors one day soon. So I won't be talking to you from the concrete. I call it the concrete jungle because I'm living in an empty house with no floors since the flood. And that was back in March, if you were here for that. So just thanks for your patience. But let's start where we always start, and that's with pop culture news. Can we go there? Are you ready?
Pop culture news, yes.
All right.
What?
It's time for pop culture news for the Pop Culture Kids, Kathy and Kenny.
All right. We are all up in the news, and it seems like no matter where we start on the news, it is always some sadness going on. And again, a couple of big losses in entertainment this week. First of all, starting with Feel the Fire. Yes, Peebo Bryson.
I want to feel the fire, yeah.
Oh, please. Lord help us.
Something that you told me stayed in my head.
And this just in, Peebo Bryson currently spinning in that grave of his. Anyway, but he passed. Do you have any of the details on that?
No, he was 75 years old and he passed. I know he was in the hospital first. I think he has some kind of medical situation. I think he was in a coma or something like that. And then he passed away.
Okay. So rest in peace.
And
Again, we're losing
rest
all
in
of our
peace to Barbra
R&B
Streisand.
icons.
You know, a lot of people first heard him when he did the duet with Roberta Flack, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But then he
you
also
know.
did a couple of like soundtrack duets as well.
Yes, yes, yes. A whole new world.
And that's your best Peebo Bryson imitation.
That is my best. You know, he did a song. He did a song I really like. Let the feeling flow. Let the feeling
Oh,
flow.
oh yeah,
It's a
a lot of
time.
good, a lot of
Every
good
lover
music
knows.
from
Feel it
Peebo.
inside you. I should go to a karaoke bar and do that for karaoke.
All right. Well, while you're thinking about doing that, also in the news, we lost, and this is at the age of 70 to Anthony Head, who first came to notoriety. Believe it or not, do you know? I know what you're
No,
probably
what,
going to
Buffy the
say.
Vampire Slayer?
Well, that's what he's most known for. But and I don't know, like you got to be old school. Like if you're out there and you're old school, you remember the Folgers commercials. He was actually
Okay.
in those like Folgers commercials from way back in the day. So I mean,
Really?
yeah, before streaming, kids, you actually watched TV shows that had commercials, and you didn't get to cut all that crap out. Anyway, but he
Nah,
was
that's old.
came to fame for the Folgers commercials. But he also, of course, Rupert Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Y'all know I'm a big Buffy head, and also his character's name was Rupert in Ted Lasso. Have you ever seen Ted Lasso?
I've never seen Ted Lasso, and I've never seen an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Boy, oh boy! I know you watched Angel because you complained about it, but you never
I didn't
watched
watch
Buffy.
Angel. I
You
never watched Angel.
you said you didn't like Angel because the fight was always the last 7 minutes of the show or whatever, or something like
No, I
that. You
never said
told me.
that.
Oh, okay. I thought
I said okay. I never watched Buffy, and because I never watched Buffy, I never watched Angel because I figure you would have to watch Buffy
And
Angel to
again,
watch.
like most sci-fi, it's not about the vampires, demons, or whatever, but it's just like this bigger metaphor from how high school is hell and the whole thing about growing up. It's a really good show.
Yeah,
You
I
need to
just
watch
wasn't
it because
feeling it.
it's very well written, and the musical episode is probably one of the I would say top 5 best episodes on television. So there, take that.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
Also in the
I'll take
news,
your word.
Matthew Perry, who
So this is funny to me.
funny.
It's funny because his doctor, a doctor who sold him the ketamine, says that his 30-month sentence was harsher than any other defendants because he's a doctor. He wanted to be prosecuted as a drug dealer and not a professional doctor.
Because he thinks his
So
sentence
he
will be
would get less
lighter.
time. Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I ain't never
But-
heard like
and
yo,
even though-
ho, ho,
but-
ho.
How
I
long
gotta
is
go drug
30
dealer.
months? What is that? 2.5 years? I mean, is
He
that
got 2.5 years anyway. But you think if you a drug
for
dealer,
taking
it's
somebody's
gonna be worse.
life?
Yeah.
That just I don't know what's wrong with our justice system. That just doesn't seem like
There's a lot wrong with our justice system, but I don't want to talk about that here.
okay.
Um,
All right. That's
I'm still a little. My jaw is very tight right now about the justice system. So,
all right. I'll let it go. All right.
Jimmy
Also in
Jam
the
and
news.
Terry Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They're going to start a 1-month residency in Vegas starting August the 7th. It's called Nothing But the Hits. So it's all the things that they had a hand in producing, I guess, from Janet Jackson, the Belle Biv DeVoe, everything. They're going to be doing all the hits. And there's a lot of other hits that they also produce too. But Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they're going to be in Vegas at a residency. I should go to Vegas in August and stay with my friend Kamini and just like check out this residency. I want to see how much tickets are.
That'd be nice. Although to fly is
That'd be
going to
nice.
cost a fortune these days.
I
But,
know.
Jimmy
I could
Jam and Terry
drive.
Lewis. So that means it's the things they produce. So it could be anything from the time and the stuff that they worked on with Prince to Janet Jackson to Human League. I mean,
Yep.
It could be all over the
It could be
place.
anything that they've done all those times. They're going to have guests. They're going to have singers come in. One of the singers they said is going to be there is
I wonder if Janet
Ruben
Jackson will make
Studdard.
I wonder if Janet
Ruben
Jackson will
Studdard.
make an appointment, an
Well,
appearance.
they did say it's a possibility that anybody could come in and guest. Like you never know who's going to show up.
Okay.
And with the list of people that they know, you really never know who's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could be jamming next to the time. You know, Belle Biv DeVoe could show up. Janet Jackson, anybody could show up.
Mm.
So in further news, we have new NBA champions. The New York Knicks are the champions. Now, our father was rooting for the Spurs. Now, don't hold that against us.
Oh my goodness! No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, because the game the other night.
Oh,
where the Spurs
don't
were
even
winning
tell me
by
that. Oh, that.
Like
Mm.
27 points. I was
I-
upstairs working on stuff and getting ready for bed. And when the Knicks won, he's down there yelling, "How you lose a 30-point lead?" I'm like,
What-
okay, Knicks
then-
won that.
You know what? Then good, because you know what? I've been jamming out all day watching the videos of just like the streets of New York overturned with people singing Alicia Keys in New York. It's that same kind of vibe and unity. And I gotta say, because like I always tell people in the days like after 9/11 and during that whole period, to me, there was nothing like being a New Yorker in those moments when it doesn't matter, young, old, black, white, you're New York. And there was this unity. And to me, winning a championship like that, it brings it out of the New Yorkers. So that I always feel, and I'm no big Knicks fan. I'm not trying to jump on their bandwagon, but having lived in the city for over 13 years and really appreciating the city, I was kind of excited for their win and happy for them. And yeah, I'm like I'm all about it. I'm excited for it. So yeah.
Well, your father was rooting for the Spurs.
Oh, that's this. Like I said. I mean, ideally, I'm from Philly, and you know we take our sports seriously in Philly. So I was Sixers all the way, but once the Knicks beat the Sixers, and then it's like, okay, look, so who else is out there? So if you're going to talk about a team from Texas or a team from New York, I'm sorry, I'm going to be with New York. I've lived in Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, and North Carolina. Actually, Pennsylvania is the only state I lived in that didn't begin with an N. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, congratulations to the Knicks. I'm all about it. I think it's great.
So after we get done this, it's about 7 o'clock. At 7:30, the Rise Up concert starts at 7:30 tonight. We'll acts like Jane Fonda, the people there like Jane Fonda, Cameron Diaz. A lot of people going to be there. I think it's an anti thing. We don't usually get political here, but it's an anti-concert to whatever they're doing at the White House South Lawn with the UFC, the gaudy UFC thing. But they're doing a Rise Up concert to help protest.
And again, I think the thing with that is, even if it's not so much with that event, some of the things around it and the fact that people are making money off it that shouldn't be, and some of the things it's sponsoring, it's like, you know what? When other cultures hate America or Western excess, why would we do something so blatant that, okay, but you're right. We're not going to get political.
Yeah,
We're just
we're not going to get into it because we could be here all afternoon. My jaw is tight right now. My jaw is very tight. I'm going to be posting a poem on my social media page tonight. I might do it live. I might read it off live and post that, or I might just post a piece. I might do both, but it's going to be called Guilty. So look out for that. And I don't know what you guys have been watching besides our podcast, but have you checked out the Point the Scam, the Load the Deal podcast? Kathy has started her Teen Marie podcast, and the first episode is out, the Point the Scam, the Load the Deal, and it follows the first Teen Marie album, and it's everything Teen Marie. And you know what? She does a great job. You need to check this out especially if you're a Teen Marie fan, because if you're a Teen Marie fan and you like this, if you come up with another artist, she'll keep going.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I hit a button. That was all me.
Okay, I see you hit a button. But if you come up with another artist after she's done this 14 series YouTube thing, she might do another artist altogether, and do their albums or do like something on them. So, let us know what you think of it and check it out. Also, what we got coming up in news, I'm doing a food drive concert, Kathy, on Juneteenth. Friday night, Juneteenth, Woodbury, New Jersey, 65 North Broad Street. We're doing a food drive concert. We're going to have singers, poets, musicians, comedians, all doing a concert, and you get a free concert. Not free totally. All you have to do is bring food to donate to the food bank in South Jersey. Now, last time we did this on Martin Luther King Day, we got 220 pounds of food. So we're going to try to beat that 220 pounds. So we need all the help we can get. Juanita's listening in now. She's our co-host for the event. Our other co-host is going to be Poetess. And I'm going to be in the background, making sure everything goes smooth. And my band Offshot will be playing. Also premiering that day, I have a release coming out on all streaming platforms. 2 releases actually, and one is called The Revolution Is Here. And The Revolution Is Here will be performed live by me and the 2 people who are also on that Revolution Live, which is El Vintage and Tony Crane. So we will all be in the house to perform that for the first time live. The Revolution Is Here. And also coming out on streaming on that same day is I want to do a side A and side B. And side B was going to be FS, which is a curse word, FS. So think about it, and, but that's going to be coming out. And that is a wonderful track where all the music is done by one guy, and that guy's name is Shay Davis. And he is phenomenal on this track. I give him all the props on this track. And El Vintage and Tony Crane on The Revolution Is Here. Also featured on The Revolution Is Here is Dee Dee Rivers and my daughter, Kiana Walker. So make sure you check out the track on streaming on Friday. And if you're in the Jersey area, come by with your food donations to Brick and Culture, 65 North Broad in Woodbury, New Jersey. And have fun with the concert.
Kathy and Kenny got the vibe that
You keep hitting that button, man.
I don't know what.
Kids, let's jive. Stories told with love and cheer.
I don't know how that one got in there. Hopefully I don't know. I got some wonky things going down with the get down. So
what are we going to do today, Brain?
I don't know. Same thing we do every day.
Today we are going to be talking about sketch comedy shows. Now, sketch comedy shows have been around for ages and years. Now, we didn't go as far back as our parents with the sketch comedy, because there was sketch comedy shows going on. Jack Benny, I believe the Milton Berle Show. There was a lot of sketch comedy shows going on. And I've seen some Jack Benny sketches, and I really like Jack Benny. The sketches on Jack Benny. And there was one classic sketch where Jack Benny was having celebrity company over, and they were making a band. And Jack Benny, of course, was playing his violin, and everybody else came to play different instruments. And I think it was Kirk Douglas and who's the guy from My Three Sons? Fred McMurray. Anyway, it was a very funny thing. Rochester was like, everybody was coming at 11, and then I think the time was like 5 or something like that. And then Jack Benny started playing his violin, and Rochester started turning the time and turn the time back. And Jack Benny goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Change the time back to 5. Why? Because my ears wasn't hurting then." So I love sketch comedy. So we're going to go through all the sketch comedy, not all the sketch comedy shows, because once again, we only have an hour. So if you have any sketch comedy shows that we don't get to, please put their name. This button that you have is killing me.
The what?
This button that you keep hitting.
You know
is
what?
killing
For
me.
some reason, it's attaching to the scene, and every time I change it back to the scene, it keeps playing.
Okay.
Let me
So
see if I can go from one scene to the other scene without it playing. Okay, I think I turned it off.
okay.
Sorry about that, folks.
So I'm going to start off with something that in my childhood, I would watch late at night because every kid, every boy my age back then would watch this late at night because we thought we were actually seeing something that was risque, and that is the Benny Hill Show. The Benny Hill Show was it was a whole bunch of sketches. It was very slapstick. It was very degrading for women. I'll be honest with you. The Benny Hill Show was, and he would hit the little guy, the bald-headed guy on the head all the time, and everybody knows Benny Hill from what is that thing? What was that thing? That movie with the flying car?
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang. Yeah, he was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Benny Hill was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But anyway, Benny Hill was portrayed as a dirty old man, but evidently he really wasn't. He was really like a homebody type guy. So, but Benny Hill's show, and I remember the joke that they used to advertising that was so funny, where the two guys are very not smart and they're looking for jobs, and it says they want painters and we can't paint. They want drivers and we can't drive. And it was a sign that said tree, and it goes, and right here they want three fellas, but there's only two of us, and it's just so the Benny Hill Show sketch comedy. Then we're going to go to the generation after me and you, Kathy. The generation after you and me and you, like All That. Now, All That, and it makes a list because it's responsible for a couple of things. It's responsible for the career of Keenan and Kel, who had their own show and their own movie, Good Burger, and are now doing another movie together, and it might be a
Another
Burger
Good
3
Burger. Oh, Good Burger 3? Okay.
right? But then there's another movie they got coming out, like Frankenstein or something like that, or something weird they got coming out. I heard them talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But Keenan himself has become a long staple of a show that we're going to have on this list later on.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he like one of the longest running
he's like
cast members on that show?
He's the longest cast. Yeah, he is. And also, All That is responsible for Amanda Bynes,
Mm-hmm.
who also got her own sketch comedy show. So, and a lot of you know what, you put that in there, and I thought I had that in there.
What?
But what you just typed.
I know. I erased it by accident, so I was just filling it back in.
Oh, okay. I thought I had it in there. But All That. The next show is something a lot of people don't remember, and there's a specific reason I'm pointing this one out. The Tracy Ullman Show.
I thought that show was really good as far as sketch comedy.
It was a good show. And it was for a sketch comedy show. It was a really good show. Tracy Ullman did the show. But the one thing that sticks out about the show is that this is where The Simpsons started. The Tracy Ullman Show was a good show at the time in the 80s. But this is where they first started showing Simpson cartoons.
And a lot of people,
it's still running today.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even realize The Simpsons is actually a spinoff because it was one of the shorts that filled in the middle of the Tracy Ullman Show. So in essence, really, The Simpsons themselves are like a spinoff of the Tracy Ullman Show.
Yes.
So
next we have an oldie but goodie that some people might not remember, but the old heads will. The Flip Wilson Show.
Flip.
And we waited all week just to see Geraldine strut on the stage. And if you go online, you'll see some clips of Flip Wilson hanging out with the Jacksons, and it's very funny. It's very funny stuff.
And I think the thing with Flip Wilson, and I think we have another show or two on here, and we didn't include a lot of the variety shows, But I think in the
Yes.
70s was kind of like the heyday for the variety show where you had a personality that kind of like led the show. I know we have another one on the list that's from that era, but there were, I mean, several. Like you had your talk shows during the daytime that incorporated entertainment, like Mike Douglas and Merv Griffin and Dinah Shore. But then you had like the variety shows like Sonny and Cher,
Yeah.
um, Donnie and Marie,
Johnny
and but and
Jackson.
again, and one of the things they would do was incorporate these little sketches. But I think for like a show like Flip Wilson and the other one we're going to talk about, because they were led by comedians, they were very like sketch driven. But at the time, it gave like stars the opportunity to show up and pop in, and you got to see them in a different light. Although, you know what, my favorite, and again, not a sketch show, but one of my favorite shows of growing up that we don't see anymore,
But
Battle of the Network Stars. I used to really enjoy Battle
you
of
know
the
what? You can
Stars.
YouTube
Hmm.
the race that Gabe Kaplan had against
Oh yeah, yeah. I've watched
John
that one before.
Conrad. Yeah, and he's talking all this thing. Gabe Kaplan, nobody thought Gabe Kaplan was going to win, and he smoked Conrad like boom, and it was like yo. And I remember watching that when it actually first aired, and I'm like, oh man, Mr. Carter gonna lose to this guy. This guy's a jock, and
Mhm.
Mr. Carter smoked him. Carter smoked. So next we have Key and Peele. This is now they get a lot of flack for copying some of Chappelle because they came on after Chappelle on the
Mhm.
Comedy Central, and they get a lot of flack from people for copying some. But I'm sorry, these guys were hilarious.
Mm.
These guys were hilarious, and there's different scenes that they do that I joke about with different people all the time, like the scene where the two guys are husbands and they're calling their wife the B word, and they do this. They go, so I said to her, they whisper, and every time they're about to say what they said, like there's two husbands and they talk about like standing up to their wives, and every time before they say they call their wives the B word, they go, and it's so funny. And it's the other one where they got Kevin Sorbo in it, and he gets eaten, and the zombies have taken over. But the zombies won't eat the white zombies. Only people who turn zombies are white, and they won't eat the black people.
And I guess the thing too is for a lot of these comedy specials, and just remember growing up and watching them on TV, and usually most of them would come on after 9 or after 10 o'clock. But in this era, with so many, once cable started taking hold and so many different shows, I don't think I remember ever watching an episode of K and Peele. And like you, I've seen a lot of their clips in streaming or online, or just seeing the clips, because the classic one, especially for educators, is the substitute teacher where he's doing the names of the kids.
Oh yeah, oh I love that one.
Aaron.
Jaqueline.
Jaqueline. But Lake A, and I actually said that to a kid, and he was just looking at me kind of puzzled, and I was like, dude, pull out your phone, look it up,
Oh, y'all want to play games?
Y'all want to play games? Yeah. So that's like every.
And then he called the black guy's name. The guy's present, and he goes, "I gotta go pick up my kid from." Oh, you can go, man. You good? Like,
yeah, that was.
and then the other one they did.
But again, to me, that's just such a sign of the times, where some of these other shows, I remember actually seeing episodes or seeing it on TV, and watching it on TV between the Palmolive dish soap commercials and seeing Madge and with Where's the Beef commercials. But for something like Key and Peele, it's like, wow, I only know them from the skits that I see online on streaming services. And interestingly enough, like I know, I can't think of his name. Michael, is it Michael something Peel and Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael
Michael,
Kay.
yeah,
I know I've seen him in different movies and different
yeah. He like
small
Ken did a
roles,
lot.
but I know Jordan Peele has kind of made his bones right now being a director of
Yeah,
like some of the creepiest Hollywood movie
some
stuff I've ever
stuff.
seen. I don't even think I've gotten through any of his movies. I'm not a horror movie person, but
I
B,
got through Nope. I got through
nope.
Nope, and at one
Oh,
point, yeah, Nope. At one point, they did a joke. They did something in Nope that was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing, and George is looking at me like, "Well, Dad, would you stop?"
y'all were in the
Because
theater?
all the scary people started coming out to him in the barn, and he's looking at it, and then you know how most people just sit there and they be all curious and they wait for them. He looked at it and goes, "Nope," and ran the other way, and I, because that's what a brother would do. Nope. He
and,
went.
that was the moment for you. You just lost
That
it.
was oh man, I pissed myself laughing. That was so funny. Next we have the Dave Chappelle show.
The Dave Chappelle show.
Dave Chappelle show. This was Chappelle's show was extremely funny and very groundbreaking. The fact that he got up and just walked away from it was just like news all over the world because the show was so good. And one of the things that was gold about his show, I'll be honest with you, was the fact that he hired Charlie Murphy.
Mm.
Because some of his best skits came from Charlie Murphy. You know, the Prince thing, the Rick James thing, it came from Charlie Murphy's experience. And they said they came upon these stories because when they between stuff, they would sit there and they'd be talking and hanging out or whatever, probably smoking bones. And Charlie Murphy would tell stories about, the encounters he had with his brother in the early 80s. And, they had an encounter with Prince who verified the story and said, yeah, that happened. And, not like that, but it happened.
Oh wait,
And
Prince verified one of those
oh
stories.
yeah,
Oh,
Prince
that's so
verified one of the
cool.
stories. And
That's
just
so
as
cool.
Rick James verified the stories.
Okay, you know what? And I actually sent you a clip of a DJ mixing Michael Jackson and Prince that I thought was masterful.
Yeah, I
It was
see
just
that.
like
I see
old
that. Yeah,
school. I was like, oh, that's just sweet. Michael
I
is
wish they
getting
had
like a second win now with the movie. I know you didn't like the movie, but
yeah,
I'm kind of
he's
happy to
getting
hear it. It would be amazing if like Thriller wound up in the top 10 again. Like, how many
yeah.
years
Well,
later is this? Some like 40
it would be
years
amazing.
later.
The Chappelle show had a lot of funny moments. Dave Chappelle kind of put things out there that you wanted to joke about, but you didn't
Hmm.
know how to joke about, and he showed you how to. Just like they had the trade where you would trade black people for white people in the delegation. The black delegation would like to. We'd like to trade such and such for Eminem, and it's so funny. Next we have on the same lines one of the originators, the Richard Pryor show.
Mm.
I put that. This only lasted for one season. I
Yeah.
put this on here because this TV really wasn't ready for Richard Pryor, and I know he probably had to go through a lot to get this show on the air, because there were so many people that were scared of what Richard would say on TV.
Well, there
On
were
Saturday
people who were
Night
scared of what he was saying, just just
movies.
in general,
Yeah,
So,
and surprisingly, he did a lot of appearances on Johnny Carson. He did a
mhm.
lot of. I was looking at all his appearances on Johnny. Him and Johnny Carson were cool. He did a lot of appearances on Johnny Carson and got along with Johnny Carson great. Um, but there was certain scenes that he did, like when he did a thing, like if there was a black president, that had to have been one of the best skits I've ever seen. If there's a black president, and it's like all the different people, the news people he's talking to, and then one lady from the white lady comes up from the Christian Union, and she goes, "You've been seen with a lot of white women on your arm." If you're in the White House for another election, will this continue? And everybody's in the audience go, ooh. And he goes, well, if I can keep it up.
Oh yeah.
And it's so, there's a double entendre to it, but it's so funny, the Richard Pryor show.
You know, there was one episode that I watched one time at the Television Museum when it was before, when it was still located in New York, and you can go in and pull different shows and watch. It was just amazing, and some of the female talent that he had on there too, comedians like Marsha Warfield and Shirley Hemphill, and and even when he did the little routine about with Gladys Knight, or he said, no Gladys, just the Pips. He just
Oh,
wanted,
yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah.
they show with just like a spotlight, nobody there, but you had the Pips just singing,
You had the Pips.
leaving,
Oh, yeah.
leaving.
And I'm pretty sure it was the real Pips, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was the real Pips.
It's the real Pips, yeah. Ed to the comments. Ed Brown's
Okay,
here.
we'll get to comments in just a second, but before you go next on there, next we have on the list, let me just say thank you for the folks who are tuning in to watch. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. It's Pop Kulture Kids. We're here every Sunday night. You can catch us also on the web at kathyandkenny.com. So this is right now mid-show, your call to action. Hit that thumbs up, give the show a like, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for being here. And right now, let's kind of take a look at the comments, because I know we had a comment from Juanita that we didn't address, and she said Flip's show was hilarious. See, now that's what I can appreciate, somebody who remembers Flip Wilson, because like I said, these young kids, they don't know. And Ed is saying the Wayne Brady skit on Chappelle was the funniest skit. I don't think
that was hilarious. Have you ever seen that sketch?
I've never seen it.
Oh my God. You've got to see the sketch of Wayne Brady. Okay, here's the joke. The writer for Richard Pryor, the Richard Pryor show, the comedian,
I know who you're talking about too, because I can see his face.
yeah, you can see it.
Mooney, Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney said something about Wayne Brady being as white as Brian Gumble, or as harmless as Brian Gumble, or something like that. He made a Wayne Brady show. And they got a scene where I think this is the whole thing where Dave quits, quote unquote, quits the show for the act, and then and they get Wayne Brady to replace him. And they show, and then he comes in, Dave comes in and tries to get the show back, and Wayne's like, "Come on, we cool." He's like, we don't do the same thing, man. We don't party we don't party the same. So they do this whole thing, and they show how one night they hung out, Wayne Brady and Dave Chappelle, and they're going to drive out. They're going to drive somewhere, and Wayne Brady goes, Dave Chappelle goes, "Oh, you must start turn. What's up? No, we're going to stop somewhere." And then they stop somewhere and stop for this club, and then they go, the guy in front of the thing goes, "Oh, it's Wayne Brady." And Wayne Brady pulls out a gun and starts shooting everybody. And Dave was like, "What are you doing? You can't be doing this. You got to take time at me. And you got this, that, and the other." And he goes, "Dave, you make me nervous. You're not going to snitch, are you? You're not a snitch, because if you're going to snitch," and it's the whole scene. And then Dave Chappelle's like, "I'm not going to snitch," because he looks for his gun. And Dave's like, "I'm not going to snitch." He goes, "I need money, man. I got to stop the ATM. Oh, I got ATM. Don't worry about it." So Wayne Brady pulls up, because he's driving. He pulls up to these prostitutes and hits his horn, and the horn goes, and all the prostitutes go, "Hey, Daddy," and start giving Wayne Brady all his money. And then one of them only gives him like 100, and Wayne Brady goes, "Oh, what's this? Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?" And it's like taking
Wait,
the whole
was it
thing
the real?
down. Oh my
Was
God.
it the real Wayne Brady?
It was the real Wayne Brady.
Oh, okay. So he was making fun of his neck.
Because the backstory to that is that line is Wayne Brady gonna have to smack a bitch.
Oh, okay.
But Wayne Brady didn't feel comfortable saying that. And they
Uh-huh.
talked him into saying choke a bitch.
Oh, okay.
So that was like, and then they're driving along and he's, Dave's complaining. And
I may have to pull up that skit afterwards
Wayne
after
Brady
watching
gives him
this.
something to smoke. He gives him something to smoke, like it's weed or something, in like a bowl. And he goes, "Nah, man, I'm good, I'm good." And Wayne Brady goes, "This ain't no after school special N-word. Smoke this, or we're gonna have problems."
Don't choke yourself. Don't choke yourself. All right, so
It's
that's just
hilarious. It's hilarious.
all right. Before you get to next on the list, you sound, it sounds like you're selling used
Hold on,
cars when you say that. But actually, one of the other shows that kind of we support as pop culture and we've actually appeared on is the VHS Club. And I know last Thursday they talked about Strange Brew, which was actually a movie made by some of the actors that are in our next sketch comedy show. But I did a shout out about our show in their comments. So if you're here from the VHS Club, we welcome you and thanks for tuning in. And again, if you go to our site and check out some of the shows that we watch, you'll see VH Club listed. So shout out to VH Club.
I had fun on that show. When are we going to invite them back? When are we going to go get invited back to their show? And when are we going to invite them to our show? Because I had fun on that show.
Well, we can always extend the invitation. Now, I know because we're Sunday night, I'm not so sure, whether, because I know Nat is in Canada and Katie's up in Maine, but, I don't know. If it works out for their schedule, maybe we can see if something works and maybe they can come back on. Yeah.
Okay. Well, next we have Second City TV.
SCTV.
SCTV, which is kind of back in the day, was like a Canadian version of Saturday Night Live.
But actually, I think it was a precursor to Saturday Night Live. I think this show was on before Saturday Night Live. And Lauren Michaels, who is Canadian, I think kind of stole the idea to bring it on down to the lower 48.
Can we make that picture you had big again?
Which one?
The SCTV picture, yeah.
Yeah.
And you see all these celebrities that were on that show: John Candy, Rick Morales,
Moranis.
Who's the guy?
Catherine
Levy.
O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara. Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy. It's like it's just.
It was
a
just
cornucopia. I recognize
Andrea Martin, John Candy, Andrea Martin. It was just, again, what everybody knows as, again, just like even some of them went on and appeared on Saturday Night Live, but right, it was just rooted in just that kind of improv comedy that, again, Second City became known for. And SCTV was the original Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, it was the ripoff, but hey, I mean, a good ripoff. They did it well.
You've done improv comedy.
I love improv.
What is the first rule in improv comedy?
Yes, and.
Huh?
Yes, and.
What do you mean? What's that mean?
I thought you asked me what's the first rule of improv comedy. Yeah. Yes, and.
Yes, and what?
hon. It's yes, and. Again, that's just an improv comedy rule. If you know, you know. And anyway,
well,
but go ahead.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Who's on first? But no, go ahead. You had a question or you just...
No, that was my question. And you say yes, and I'm finding out what is the and. Like, yes, and what?
Yes, and. Yes, and.
But you put and.
You're so funny. That's the first rule.
Yes, and what?
Yes, and.
Yeah, but yes, and. I know, but yes, and what? Like, stop messing with me, man. right. You know what? Forget it. We're gonna go to the next one. That's gonna bother me now, man. I'm gonna be up all night.
No, you need to sleep. You need to sleep. Thank you, Ed. The first rule of improv comedy, the first rule is to say yes and. Meaning you got to accept whatever your partner has created. Hello. Hello in there, and just move with it and not question it. I know I exhaust you. That's all
I
right.
know you do sometimes, man. Next one, this is Rowan and Martin's laughing.
Sakatumi.
Sakatumi, and I think Goldie Hawn was a Sakatumi girl.
She was the Sakatumi girl.
Goldie Hawn was a Sakatumi girl. So back before all the plastic surgery, Goldie Hawn was actually.
Oh, that's harsh. That is
And
harsh.
she was a Sakatumi girl.
I like
Well,
Goldie
you
Hawn.
know
Don't be
what?
messing with Goldie Hawn.
I like Goldie Hawn.
Private
but I just
Benjamin, Wildcats. Don't be messing with
I
Goldie
know,
Hawn.
Wildcats
Leave
is
Goldie
one of her
alone.
greatest, but-
You know what? Take your little opinions of Goldie. Sit him over there till the end of the show.
I like Goldie
I
Hawn.
put up with
love
your,
Goldie Hawn.
I put up with your disdain for Tay Tay and everybody else, but leave Goldie Hawn alone. Go ahead. Go ahead. But you know what was interesting too about Rowan and Martin's laughing? Almost, I would say it was the precursor to like the current crop of late night television. Because when you look at shows like, even though they're more mockumentaries of the news, like Last Week Tonight, or even Bill Maher, or the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, where they do that political humor that really for television, it kind of started with kind of Rowan and Martin, and with them kind of not only doing a little bit of political humor, but also infusing politicians in the show, as Richard Nixon was famously seen on Rowan and Martin in one of the Sakatumi scenes where he gets to say Sakatumi, and you're thinking,
Yeah.
why would a president do that, or a presidential?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Was he a
yeah.
candidate then, or the actual
I
president?
don't know whether he's president or candidate, but Richard Nixon said Sakatumi, and it was the coolest thing ever. It was the cool because President Nixon is saying Sakatumi. It was the coolest thing ever at the time. Come on.
But yeah, that was a classic. Rowan and Martin's laughing.
That's on par with years later, Bill Clinton playing sax on the Arsenio Hall.
On Arsenio Hall show, yeah, I remember that.
Same thing. It's cool. It's cool. And don't put the comment up there. But Ed, you should know me better than that.
I know. Well, again, Kenny, if we could go to do comments like in blocks, that way we can go to the comment screen. That way I can flash the whole things up.
Don't even show that comment yet.
Okay.
Next we have In Living Color. Now, Living Color is
way big. Okay, there it is.
Here's the thing about Living Color. Living Color did so much stuff. And Living Color gave you Jim Carrey. It gave you the Wayans brothers. It gave you all the Wayans brothers all in one package.
And sisters.
And they went and sisters. And they went to do so much stuff. And you got Jim Carrey. But here's what also In Living Color did.
Jamie Foxx
did.
You also got Jamie Foxx.
And Jamie Foxx, yeah, of course.
Tommy Davidson. But I'm sorry.
Tommy Davidson. Yeah. But here's what also they did. In Living Color changed the scope of the Super Bowl halftime. In Living Color, during Super Bowl halftime, there was always these lame shows. The high schools would come in and this, that, and the other. And yada. Nobody cared. That's when everybody went to the bathroom, went to take a break. But during the Super Bowl halftime, in Living Color, when they were on, they did a special Super Bowl show.
Oh, what are you
during
scratching?
the halftime. I'm sorry, I'm scratching the table.
And then
horrible. On the bottom of the screen, they had the timing for when the Super Bowl was coming back on. So you could watch In Living Color, and then you had the little timing on when the Super Bowl was starting again, so you wouldn't miss it because it was on another channel. So after And Living Color got those boost of ratings during the Super Bowl. That's when the NFL started doing big Super Bowl halftimes. That's when all the concerts started and the big Super Bowl shows started because of In Living Color. So not only did you get Homie the Clown, not only did you get the two gay guys reviewing the movies,
Oh,
not only did you get not only did
snaps.
you get what was that fireman
Oh, Fireman Bill.
yeah, Fireman Bill, and not only did you get the character, the what's that female character that Jamie Foxx would do? Because I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
they had a
yeah, yeah.
specific show. They had
Well,
a
and
specific
even that
show
was
where they
kind
were
of a
dating.
homage to like Flip Wilson in the days of Geraldine.
Yeah,
Whenever and not that Flip Wilson was the first to do drag, but it was kind of like an homage to that. Let's take a look to some of the comments. I won't put Ed's comment up there now yet because I know we're going to get to that show. But Juanita says yes. I think that was in response. I think it was still in Living Color. But again, Ed is saying also that In Living Color was cutting edge. So I really didn't realize that fact about the Super Bowl. Like that's one of the
yeah.
reasons why we're getting all
That's
the
why we have big shows because of In Living Color.
halftime shows.
Because
That
the NFL saw how much they could pull in, and then they started selling the advertising spots for higher money. So In
Mhm.
Living Color did so much for the industry. Like Fire Marshal Bill. Thank you, Juanita.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire
Yeah,
Marshal
that
Bill.
was the name. Because yeah, there was money being left on the table. So now they were like, "Oh no, we
Yeah,
got to."
no, yeah. All right, now put Ed's comment up there.
Um, are we up there yet? Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
we
we're up
are
there.
up there. All right.
Did you
Is
cover
he's
Carol Burnett Show? Harvey Korman and Tim Conway would always try to break each other. Classic. And that is our next one, the Carol Burnett Show. Come on, Ed, you should know me better than that. I'm not going to do sketch comedy without putting Carol Burnett in. It's the classic when she did the Going with the Wind sketch, and she took the drapes down, and she had the big drape pole on her shoulders. She comes down as like oh man, there's so many classic sketches with
Mm-hmm.
Carol Burnett, Harvey Korman, Tim Conway, and Vicki Lawrence. And I think Lyle Wagner joined the cast
Oh,
also
oh
later
wow, that's
on.
good.
Yeah.
You pulled out Lyle Wagner.
Oh, I pulled out Lyle Wagner. I'm on. Look,
That's some old school shit.
I'm about this pop culture life. I'm about this pop culture life. So yeah, so Lyle Wagner and Harvey Korman and Tim Conway would purposely. It was a thing to try to break the cast doing these skits. And there's one classic one where Tim Conway goes on his rant doing one of the because this is also caused a spinoff with Vicki Lawrence doing a mama character
Oh yeah, Mama's Family.
and doing a mama show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Tim Conway, they did a sketch on Carol Burnett with the mama character before it went off into its own show. Which also the mama show also had Ken Berry in it. I'm pulling them out, Kathy. I'm pulling them out.
Mm-hmm.
But the sketch that Tim Conway did, he was just making stuff off on top of his head. And you could tell that everybody like Lyle Wagner, Carol Burnett, and Vicki Lawrence were not prepared for what Tim Conway was going to say because he was talking about these elephants that were joined at the trunks, and it's just you have to see the sketch, and it was classic, and you can see Carol Burnett looking down and trying to get something to drink because it was either Vicki Lawrence or Carol Burnett, but you can see them looking down because they didn't want to break. But Tim Conway, with no expression on his face of changing and breaking himself, he just kept going. And finally, Lyle Wagner laughed so hard he fell off the chair. And it was just like, because and they would do things on purpose. And I think there was one scene that they were talking about where Harvey Korman came to the door in drag or something, and Carol Burnett wasn't expecting it. Carol Burnett would also after the show do the whole thing, or before the show, where she would talk to the audience and people would say things and talk to her and stuff like that. And at the end, she would hold her air because her mother was deaf, and that was her saying good night to her mother every night when she got on. And I remember watching the Carol Burnett show sometimes, a lot of times, when we would either be at grandma's house on that Saturday night or mama's house on Saturday, or grandmother's. Both watch the Carol Burnett show, and you had to watch the Lawrence Welk show and then watch the Carol Burnett show. But
you couldn't watch one or the other. Yeah, you had to watch them both. Seems like
you
we
had
did.
to watch the Lawrence Welk show, and both our grandmothers would complain every year about the Lawrence Welk show because every Christmas the black guy never brought his family. There was one black guy on Lawrence Welk show, danced his ass off, but he never brought his family to the Christmas show.
I don't know the things you remember. I'm like, I don't even have a recollection of that. But okay,
Yeah,
I'll
they
go.
were both every Christmas show they would both complain about it because everybody else would have their families on the Christmas show, and every Christmas show they would both why he don't ever bring them, but they would watch it every week though. The Lawrence Welk show, I don't get it.
Gotta watch the Lawrence Welk show. God, I remember that too. Watching the Lawrence Welk
Watch
show.
the Lawrence Welk show.
Woo. God, I'm old.
So that's Carol Burnett show. If you ever get a chance to stream the Carol Burnett show, please do. Actually, all these sketch shows, the Richard Pryor show, Dave Chappelle, Key and Peele. If you ever get the Flip Wilson show, if you ever get a chance,
there were some good like
these shows.
The Tracy Ullman show. I know they tried to bring it back, and I don't know whether it was quite the same, but there were some great sketches there. And I know sometimes there's a disconnect between American humor and British humor because a lot of their shows I didn't get, but a lot of the shows too, if you actually watch them, if you got into the rhythm of it, because I was a big Ab Fab fan. That wasn't necessarily a sketch show, but it almost is in a way because it's almost like a Saturday Night Live sketch that they made into a TV show, but or Chef. I don't know if you remember seeing that show. It used to be on PBS. It was a British comedy show, but in any case, but even for like a Benny Hill, just yeah, a lot of that stuff you can watch and see on the internet and on YouTube. So I would definitely stream it. But when you talk sketch comedy shows, you can't talk sketch comedy shows without mentioning the OG. And that's why I pulled up the original cast because you know what?
Nice.
Saturday Night
original
Live
cast, Saturday Night
is
Live,
the
SNL,
OG.
excuse me, which is now 51 years old.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The 50th party was last year.
I remember being a kid watching the original cast. I have a rule about women I try to date. Like if I say cheeseburger, no Coke, Pepsi, and you don't know what I'm talking about, we might not even be able to be friends.
Cheeseburger. Right.
Cheeseburger, and the woman goes, huh? I'm like, yeah, we can't even be friends. Look.
That means you're not in your age range, actually. That's what that means.
Well, one time I went out with a girl that was totally not in my age range. I almost dropped her off in the car right there because I was playing some Prince, and I think Purple Rain came on, and she said, I just found out this is a movie. I knew it was a song. I didn't know it was a movie too.
Oh, that's just sad. That is just sad. That's something I'd hear my middle schoolers say. Oh gosh. I hope you're not in those Epstein files.
I'm not in the Epstein. No, I'm not in the Epstein files. But she was of age. But it was total turn off. Okay, we hooked up anyway. But still, it was a total turn off. But Saturday Night Live is a classic. There's so many different classics, so many different stars that came out of this. You got the Blues Brother movie, you got the Conehead movie, you got, Gilder. Look, in this cast alone, Garrett Morris is still he's been in different sitcoms and different shows and has shown his tenacity in the industry. John Belushi, of course, passed away. Jane Curtin, Lorraine Newman, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, who was
Actually, at the 50th anniversary, Jane Curtin and uh, Lorraine Newman were holding up a photo of Gilda Radner. So
yes.
it was just one of those small little moments, and you might have missed it. But when they had
I
a
didn't
bunch
know.
of folks on stage, the two of them were holding up a picture of Gilda Radner, and it was just like, oh, my heart.
Yes,
And Gilda
Gilda
Radner
Radner passed away at a
as
very young age.
Rosanna Dana was
Rosanna,
just
could it be rain? Could it be
classic.
snow? All depending on the weather.
Exactly. Or Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin doing the news. Jane, you ignorant
Jane, you
slut.
ignorant slut.
It was just like, which again, nowadays in our like politically correct climate, would it carry?
Oh, that
I
was
don't know. But to me, one of the points of comedy is to offend. Now, if sometimes if the joke is against you or I think there is a balance to it that you should be able to, if you're a part of that minority group, you should be able to make fun of it. Just like Jerry Jewell was a comedian who has cerebral palsy, so she could make CP jokes all day long. So there is some of that happens with comedy as well. But when we get so in our feels that everything becomes cancel culture, then I don't know whether a Saturday Night Live, as it existed back in the 70s, could have aired. And I know it's been on for 51 years and it's still going, but I don't know whether you could have a new show called Saturday Night Live with that kind of what they were calling not ready for primetime players. So it wasn't the kind of safe comedy of the Carol Burnett show. It was the supposed to be the subversive comedy.
Still.
Which to me, that's the whole point of comedy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But they do push the envelope still in a lot of places.
They do. But again, I don't know. I don't feel to me the subversiveness, and that was part of the counterculture that I think made Saturday Night Live a hit. That you don't have that anymore because it's become more of this safe space. Like it's not making as much, I don't know, cultural divergence as I think it could. I think it does play safe. Like now it seems like it's supposed, like, and again, maybe since the advent of like Eddie Murphy, who ascended to like superstardom from those humble roots, and even, from the original cast, and, being this kind of career trajectory kind of thing for other people, from your, Will Arnett's or Jason Sudeikis, like this launch pad to fame, as opposed to, again, really digging in at the heart of improv comedy and being that kind of countercultural, again, divergent kind of humor. And I don't know. I just have lots of thoughts. They might not all make sense, but hey, let's go to the comments before we go. And let's see. Ed Brown was saying that Jamie Foxx's most famous character on Living Color was, Wanda Wayne? That was the character with the, although, and again, even nowadays, people might consider that, Ed's also giving you a shout out because you knew Kim Berry, which that was impressive. I was like, that was a deep dig. So God bless you. Oh wow, I didn't know that. And I don't know whether MeTV is on Spectrum, but Carol Burnett is on MeTV weeknights at 11. I got to check that out. You know what? I've been buying into the like a Nick at Night, watching old Big Bang Theory episodes. So maybe I need to branch out and watch some old Carol Burnett.
Do you have a pop culture pick of the week?
Do I have a pop culture pick of the week? I do not. Go ahead with your pop culture pick of the week. I gotta get a
show.
Okay.
There's a show on Hulu.
Hulu?
Hulu? There's a show on Hulu. Hulu. Mm-hmm. Called Not Suitable for Work.
Not suitable for work.
Yes. Not suitable for work is about some hold on a second. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. Let me make sure that's the name of it, but it's not suitable for work, and it's about these 20-something-year-old people in New York, and it's three guys and two girls, and they're trying to make their way in New York, but not suitable for work. Is the show. It's very good. It's very funny. It's very well written. There's no laugh track, and it's kind of like a 30-40 minute thing that you just watch, and it goes on and on and on. It's almost like a sitcom, but there's no laugh track to it, and I think it's a really great show, and it has a lot of potential.
All right.
So,
So
and
hey,
also,
pop culture pick of the week, not suitable for work, and you can catch that on Hulu. Oh, good choice. Good.
yeah, and also too, there's a show I've been watching, and we're down to the fourth season, but it's on Prime, and it's a cartoon anime show. It's called Vox Machina, and it just started the fourth season now.
What is it called
And
again?
Vox Machina. It's a cartoon. But the thing about this cartoon is all the voice actors in this actually play Dungeons and Dragons together.
Oh,
So
Vox.
what you're
I
watching,
thought you were saying Fox.
Vox,
Vox.
Vox,
Vox.
Machina, Vox Machina. That's it. The
Okay.
Legend of Vox Machina. Now here's the thing. These are all people who played the D&D game, and they had it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And they made their campaign for the D&D game into a cartoon. So they made this, and it is, if you start from season 1, it is a very good, if you're into cartoons, and it's not really anime, it's American, but it's kind of like, it's a great,
It's in that
well-written
style of
cartoon.
anime. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's very good. Vox Machina is very good. They just started the next season on now, so make sure you please check that out.
Those are some good
And please
culture
check it.
picks. I'm like, you know what? I'm
Yeah,
not
I,
even.
you
I'm
know,
not
you know,
into like cartoons or whatever. But I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued now,
this
especially
is very, and
given the origin.
the language is very modern,
Mm-hmm.
so there's profanity in it, and
Okay.
it's not what it's for adults. It's not what you think it is, but there's
Okay.
a lot of action. You know what I've been doing all day today?
What?
I have been watching WKRP in Cincinnati because I got the DVD, and I'm on season 1.
Uh-huh.
And in season 1, that's when they did the turkey episode.
How many seasons are there? Do you know?
Like 4 or 5 or something like that. I got.
Okay. You just got
But they
season
did.
one?
No, I got the complete series.
Oh, the complete series. Okay. Sweet.
So I'm watching KRP. I'm gonna watch it little by little. I watched the first disc, and I got to finish the rest of season 1. But KRP in Cincinnati was such a great written. Like I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow, this is really the way they wrote this was really cool. Like these characters really come out.
Mm-hmm. That's
So yeah,
awesome.
I've been watching that. Yeah. So I have a whole tape. I'm very excited to watch more.
Awesome. 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 Well, next week we will be back. I don't know. What is our topic next week?
Our
I am
topic
not
next week is
sure
totally,
if
it's not,
actually I need to preface this to say I'm not sure if we will be able to be live because I know next week is Juneteenth and I know I have to spend all day Friday and all day Saturday at celebrations. So it is going to depend if I have the energy to sit behind this mic next week. We're going to try, but
I have an event Juneteenth, and I have to perform. I have to perform the next day on another event,
mhm.
and then Sunday morning I have to take my daughter and her boyfriend to the airport, all the way in Newark, and then I'm spending the day with George doing some stuff. So, but by 6 o'clock, I should be ready to go.
Okay. Well, I got to see how I feel. I got to be honest because
Yeah,
when
you
we
do.
do the
But
event here
regardless of whether we do
in North Carolina, it is an all day event, and we're out there from like 6:30 in the morning until about 9 o'clock at night, and it's working. So I know
okay,
I
well,
might be dead on Sunday.
regardless of whether we do it next Sunday or the Sunday after that, our
Mhm.
next show is going to be about house music, club music, the music
Okay.
that we partied to in the 90s and 2000s and 80s when we
Well,
went out to the
and
club.
again, if that's the case, I could just let you do the show. I'll just direct it from back here.
Okay,
'Cause I don't
we're
know
doing
anything about house music.
Okay,
Okay.
well, we're doing house music, the music you listened to when you went out to go party. So that's our music for this month. And then the month, and then the show after that, I
Okay.
don't know what that'll be about, but I'll tell you.
Okay. All right. Well, in any case, we thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Sunday evening. And you got your pop culture news. You got a little topic on sketch comedy. You got some picks to go check out. And you can check us out at www.kathyandkenny.com. Thank you so much for being with us. And as always, in parting, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Kathy and Kenny here to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.
Sister and brother.